It's that time of year again where we need to sit down and make our plan for the following year. And I don't know about you, but I don't know where 2023 has gone. It feels like it was just New Year's, and here we are in the last quarter, and it's time to gear up. If you're interested in getting your business plan in place for next year, be sure to stick around because I'm going to walk you through step by step. If you're interested in growing your real estate business without ever making the dreaded cold call, you are in the right place. My name's Amanda. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And if you're one of my regular viewers, thank you so much for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. Today, we are just going to dive right into it. Business planning, time to set things up for next year. And the first thing that you want to do is set your financial goal. And by financial goal, I mean, what is the number that you want to gross in 2024? For the purpose of today's video, I'm going to say $240,000. And I know you might be thinking, whoa, that's a lot, but let's break it down. I picked that number because that equates to 24 transactions for the year, 2 a month, which is completely attainable. And I'm assuming a $10,000 commission for each transaction. Now, I know in some markets, your commission is going to be way higher than $10,000 per transaction. And in other markets, maybe it's a little bit lower. So just adjust accordingly. The whole point of step one is picking out your financial goal. You want to pick that figure so that you can then work backwards to determine how many transactions you're going to need to close next year to reach your financial goal. The next step is to assess your current situation. So where are you right now? Where are you going to land in terms of how much money did you make this year, or will you make total by the end of the year? What's working? What isn't working? What expenses do you currently have? Are any of those going to be changing in the form of going away or going up? We have to know where we are right now in order to be able to successfully plan for the future. Number 3 is identifying the sources for your current business. So for example, look at all of the buyer transactions that you have closed this year and then write down where that business came from. Was it a referral from a past client or from your SOI, or did you hold a home buyer seminar and generate them off of that, or open houses? Don't make it too complicated at this step. Just go through your buyers and your sellers for this year and write down where they actually came from in terms of the source of the business. Next is knowing your numbers. And by this, I mean, how many conversations do you need to have in order to convert into a transaction? So for example, if you are working your database and your sphere of influence, you should be looking at a 10% conversion rate for every 100 people in your database. So I've actually backed mine down to 5% to account for the lack of inventory and less people moving. I'm going to leave that up to you, but that will give you your number of how many transactions you can expect from your database. Or let's say you're running Facebook ads. You should expect 1 transaction for every 100 Facebook leads. But if you've been running ads all year and you're looking at your numbers and going, well, actually, I need 150 leads in order to convert into a transaction, those are your numbers. This is where you start to dig into the data so that you can then determine which lead sources to keep, which to pour into more, and which to remove altogether in order to work backwards to get that desired annual income. Next is creating your marketing plan. And this is where you want to look at what did work this year. You're going to refer back to number 3, what didn't work, and maybe what just needs to be adjusted. And this can really be a tough one because you really have to ask yourself if you have given it 110% effort on whether or not you want to eliminate a lead source. I wouldn't necessarily say, for example, Facebook ads don't work, which a lot of agents say. It could be that the agent, you are not converting or nurturing them properly. So you really have to take an unbiased approach when you're creating your marketing plan and deciding what to keep and what to get rid of. What to keep is pretty easy. Look at what's working for you and continue doing that, but also consider if you should do more of what's been working. And if you decide to eliminate something, ask yourself, are you going to allocate those marketing dollars to something that's been working well for you and do more of it? Or do you then need to sit down and ask yourself if you are going to replace that with some other type of lead generation or marketing? This is one that you really want to invest a lot of time and thought into, because Not that you can't adjust it. You want to visit this plan throughout the year. I would say visit your business plan every single week as you hit the ground in January 2024. Number 6 is actually setting your goals for next year. And what you want to do is take the figure, in this example, $240,000, and then break down your activities for annual goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, and daily action steps. An annual goal is too far out, it's too broad, and this is where I see a lot of agents go off course. They take the time to set up their plan for next year, and then it just sits around. They don't go back to it, they don't adjust, it's not an active document. And this is something that you have to really zone in on. You've got to be dialed into that plan so that you're taking daily actionable steps to reach then your weekly goals, then your monthly goals, and then that annual goal. So what you want to do when you're setting these goals is look back at your marketing plan to determine what you need to be doing on a daily basis to continually generate business. Then from there, you can expand upon it to be monthly and even quarterly for those bigger action items. As an example, if client events worked really well for you this year and you want to go from doing 2 to 4, then you're going to want to put a plan into place to determine where you're going to add those 2 events throughout the year, and then break it down to the actual planning and the details of the event so that they can come to life. This really goes hand in hand. It's your marketing plan that then meshes with your goal setting. So you want to look back at those items that you wrote down that you're going to be doing or continuing for your marketing. Number 7 is evaluating your marketing material and your systems and templates. When was the last time you took a look at your seller presentation or your buyer presentation? Is it good to go, or does it need to be updated this year? Now is the time to do that. Don't wait until January, February, spring market hits and you're already running around like crazy with business. Get all of this in place now. You also want to take a look at your client experience, your email templates, and your systems to make sure that they are all up and running the way that you would like them to. Again, do not wait until next year to do these things. Now is the time to get all of this in place so that come January 1, everything is geared up, running exactly as you want it, and you are ready for more business. Next is evaluating your technology, and this is a big one for me. There are so many options out there, and it's really easy to go down the rabbit hole of I need this and I need that, and then to find out 6 months later you're not even using it. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Take the time when you are working on your business plan to look at what you have in place for technology and see if there's anything that you can eliminate. This is one that I focus more on eliminating than I do adding. Not to say if there's a gap in your business and you need to add some technology, of course, do that. But take a look at your monthly subscriptions. Are you really using everything that you're paying for? I find this is a really productive way to free up some marketing dollars going into the new year. The last tip I have for you is to both monitor and adjust your plan. A business plan is not set in stone. It is a living document and one that you want to adjust and look at consistently. I would say at least once a week. If you're like me, you're looking at it every couple of days. And that's because it's easy for us to make a business plan and then we just push it off to the side and it collects dust and we have no idea where we're going, and then another year passes and we didn't reach our goals because we weren't following the plan, we weren't following the directions. So make sure that once you get your business plan up and running, I print mine out. I like it on paper. I like to be able to make notes, and then I'll go back into the digital version and adjust accordingly. Whatever works for you, as long as you are referencing it and adjusting as needed, that's all I can ask. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you think that there's an agent that could benefit from this, please share it with them. I want to make an offer to you. If you need some help with your business planning for 2024, drop a comment below that says help, and I will reach out to schedule a free 30-minute strategy session with you. Until I see you on the next video, take care.